let's take a walk down pistol caliber carbine lane with the Foxtrot Mike FM9. Before we get into this review, I've got some basic disclaimers to go over. Number one, no law enforcement or military background. I'm just a regular guy, super average shooter. Number two, I bought this gun and I paid full retail for it. So whatever my opinion is, it's my opinion as someone who's actually ponied up the money. So take that into consideration. And number three, I work in the gun industry. I don't work for any company related to Foxtrot Mike or Primary Arms, but I work in the 1911 and 2011 world. So not really anything to do with ARs or PCCs, but just know that I do work in the industry, so I'm not really going to dump too hard on a company, especially since if guns are selling, they are selling for a reason, and I work with these people, so I don't want to make them too mad. But that being the case, let's jump right in. Oh, also hit the subscribe button so you can get notified when there's any more reviews coming out. Basically, I'm just reviewing everything that I've bought and shot myself so that you can see, what someone that's actually in the gun industry, what they spend their money on, if anybody actually cares. So getting into this, first off, it's clear for the hallway monitors. Just make sure you're always practicing gun safety. The Foxtrot Mike FM9, this is a pistol caliber carbine or subgun if you are in the 40 and older crowd. Basically, it is an AR pattern pistol because it has the SB Tactical SBA3 pistol brace, ATF. This is a pistol. So this is a pistol based on the AR lower upper design, but it is chambered in 9mm. So it becomes a pistol caliber carbine. It is from Foxtrot Mike. It has a 7-inch barrel, so the barrel actually ends. If you look up here in the handguard here, the barrel actually ends pretty close to the end, or the second third of the handguard, and then they have this blast shield that's on it. So it is a 7-inch 9mm pistol caliber carbine. The one that I selected, I got this. It was a Primary Arms exclusive. This cost me $699 plus shipping and tax. So it is a relatively inexpensive little subgun to have. I got it with the side charger. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the magazine. The side charger is a charging handle that goes up on the side here. So if you want to charge it, normally on an AR, you'd be pulling your charging handle in the back. They put a side charger on. And you charge the gun that way to load around and begin to have some fun. So it is a side charger. Foxtrot Mike has their own 9mm bolt carrier group. This lower, the FM9 lower, is specifically designed to take Glock magazines. So you don't have a spacer insert in there. It is specifically designed for Glock magazines and to be a pistol caliber carbine. Flipping it around, you have your standard 90-degree safety and fire. There is no third hole, so not a whole lot of fun. And it is right-hand only control. So you have your right-hand mag release, and then your bolt close is standard on the left. So no ambi controls. I have it topped off with a Hollow Sun HS503G with the ACSS reticle from Primary Arms. I will talk about this reticle later. I do not like Hollow Suns for pistol red dots, but for rifles, I love their ACSS reticle and the bullet drop compensator, the BDC that's in there. So I actually really like Hollow Suns on rifles, but we'll talk about that in a different video. So overall first impressions when I got this was it is super compact. It didn't come with the magazine, so bear in mind the budget nature of it. You're going to have to spend some money to get your own big stick mags. So it didn't come with the mag, but it did come with the pistol brace. Didn't come with the optic or any iron. So basically, you got this in the bag. And it actually just came in a box, just a cardboard box, and it had a ton of oil in it. So when I bought it, I didn't have super high expectations because it's super inexpensive. I mean, to be selling things at $700 retail, like this has a couple $100 worth of parts in it max. So I didn't have super high expectations. And when I got it, it was really just to have something to shoot at my range. The range I'm a member at does not allow rifle calibers. So if I want to shoot anything AR pattern, I need to have a pistol caliber carbine. They do a lot of USPS. What is it, USPS? Yeah, they do a lot of USPS matches there. So a lot of people running PCCs now for competition. I don't get it, but some people really are into it. So I got it just to plink around and have some fun there. And it's a cool little gun to have. So some qualms that I do have, and I'm going to kind of put the little precursor on there, that I didn't have high expectations because, I'm only paying $700 for a full PCC. I didn't really expect it to be put together too well, and it's put together okay. So none of the screws that are holding the handguard on seem to want to stay set. So they didn't have Loctite when I first got them on, and they backed out pretty quickly. So I'm constantly having to tighten them, and I don't know if they're just not threaded right or something, but even with Loctite, they keep on backing themselves out. So the screws on the handguard, you're going to have to keep on tightening them. The charger, if you do get the side charger, I would second guess that and just get a standard charging handle, because this side charger, it's just a piece of plastic up in front with a plastic ram coming through, and it is kind of ungainly. It's really hard to charge sometimes, especially for someone who's not used to it. So when you get the hang of it, it's okay, but when you go and you're actually trying to to do it when it's not cocked, it's pretty stiff. So the side charger I thought it was going to be pretty cool, but it's not. The blast diffuser / brake / muzzle device, it's threaded on the inside. I don't know what that's all about. PCCs are not my thing, so I couldn't tell you what the purpose of it is. They do make one with a tri-lug adapter. If I were to get it again, I would get the tri-lug so I could put a silencer on it. This would be awesome to run suppressed. So definitely get the one with the tri-lug. The magazine, well, it is a little stiff. Now, on PCCs in general, and I'll talk about my general feelings on PCCs, but on pistol caliber carbines and the AR platform, you do need the magazine to be tight in there. If there's any little wiggle, you're going to have next round feed issues. Extraction will be okay, but getting the round to feed properly inside of an AR pistol caliber carbine, I hate saying that, so I'm just going to call it a subgun and act like I'm 40 years old. So inside of a 9mm or any type of AR subgun, this magazine needs to be in there tight. So they did a good job of making this mag sit in there real tight, but it is kind of hard to strip out. Inserting is fine, but just stripping the magazine out, it takes a little bit of effort. So that's a little, qualm there. The trigger, I measured it on my gauge, and it comes in at a consistent 6 pounds, 1 ounce. So it is pretty heavy. And it's just your standard mil spec trigger. So the reset's super quick, but it's like a clunk instead of a tick. But it's fine because this is just, a gun for plinking and having some fun. And then pull the trigger again. And yeah, I mean, it's an okay trigger. But once again, the gun's $700. Like, I'm not really complaining too much about it. SBA 3 pistol brace on the back with your standard multi-position buffer tube. So overall, just an interesting, fun gun. I will tell you that it's pretty easy for people to pick up a sub gun like this with a red dot and to be able to hit targets consistently and quickly. I even had my kids, my 9-year-old son was out there with it, my 12-year-old daughter. There you go. Nice. Yeah. They can shoot this very, very easily at pretty good distance and get hits very, very consistently. So that's the nice thing about sub guns with red dots. They shoot pistols with red dots, so they're pretty good at that too. Nice. Nice. Oh yeah. Yeah, we got one more. So having this as a fun gun to go plinking, definitely down. Now, as far as self-defense goes, I don't know if this would be my primary or even secondary self-defense weapon. I did have some issues with certain ammo. It was all Syntech, so not stuff that you'd be using for self-defense, but I was using it when I was shooting steel because I don't want to get any jackets flying back at me. So it did have some issues with feeding and extraction on Syntech rounds. So reliability, not like super high. And if I had to do a high round count, course or something, definitely wouldn't be using a sub gun for that. These bolts will back themselves off and your handguard's going to come off. And then if you saw in the video, I didn't realize this, but the little brass deflector here came loose. Things come loose and you have to periodically tighten them on it, but this is really a good plinking gun. Now, I think my qualms aren't so much with this gun because, like I said, it's $700. Like, it's a fun gun to have. Throw it in your bag, go plinking, get people into shooting rifles. I think this is a very good way to get people into shooting AR-15 style guns without going to rifle calibers. For some reason, the smaller magazine can make people feel a little more comfortable with it. So introducing new people to the AR platform gun without getting them afraid of the larger rifle round is always good, because the more people are familiar with these guns, the less they'll be afraid of them. But, you know, one of the things that I have noticed is in an AR style subgun, there is a lot of recoil. And some of my other qualms come down to, you know, just what is a subgun for? And it's really to have a gun that is stable, because you can shoulder it. ATF, this is not meant to be shouldered. This is a brace. So subguns are really meant to be shouldered. And then to give you that stability, higher, you know, magazine capacity, and really be able to get your shots on target, but not be in a large, you know, package. This is pretty big. I have an MP5K clone that's currently in the shop getting a pistol brace put on it. But it's quite a bit smaller than the FM9, and it shoots 9mm so much better, because you know, a roller lock gun is designed for pistol caliber, whereas this was modified.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it.
The only things that I would ding this gun on are really just due to the price, and that it's a mass-produced, inexpensive gun, and just the shortcomings of 9mm AR pistols in general. But if you're looking for a gun that you can just throw into your bag, you know, go out to the range and not worry about it, the FM9 by Foxtrot Mike is a great one to pick up. Super reasonably priced, but once again, get that tri-lug adapter so you can put a can on it. It's going to be much, much more enjoyable of an experience overall.